Hi, this is Alex Fernandez with Bud and Doug Walters Auto Sales. Today I'll be doing a video going over some of the main features inside of this 2017 Jeep Patriot high altitude. We'll start by talking about the touchscreen and the buttons around it. We'll work our way down to the climate control and some of the switches down below. We'll talk about the steering wheel and the stalks right behind it. And then we've got a couple sorted switches throughout the interior of the car here that we'll cover as well. Coming back to the touchscreen, you'll notice we have buttons along each side of the screen here, and those allow us to access some of the main functions of the screen. You'll see we have a phone button, we have radio and media, we have a voice command button at the top, we have our volume and our power dial there, and on the right side we have our CD inserting or ejection button, a menu button, audio button for the settings of the audio, My Files, a USB port behind this little cover here, and then an auxiliary port down at the bottom. We'll start with the radio, which you'll see is already up on the screen. Right now we're listening to FM, but we have choices between AM, FM, and satellite capability as well. Currently the satellite radio is not activated, so that's something that you pay for via a subscription. To change your stations, you can press these seek buttons here on the screen, or you can use this direct tune button, which allows us to punch in station exactly. We can push that little back button to go back there. We have a presets button down at the bottom, which allows us to cycle through a couple different pages of presets. To save a station, simply press and hold, and wait for it to change over. We can close that presets button or menu just by pushing the button again. We have a scan button here. We have information, which would show if it's available, artist name and song name and things like that. And we have a search for FM music types, so you can search by different categories or genres of FM radio. Moving on to the phone section.
Uconnect phone ready.
The phone pairing process for this vehicle is done by voice commands. You'd simply press that button, wait for the prompt, and say setup, and then device pairing, and then walk through on your phone through the Bluetooth settings there to add the Jeep to your phone and vice versa. The media button here we have allows us to play auxiliary, which would be plugging into that auxiliary port there if we had a CD in. There's also a built-in hard drive which you can load music onto, and we can play Bluetooth audio as well. On the right side of the screen there, we do have the CD player, which is just behind the screen there. Just push a CD in there to load that. We have a menu button, which opens up some system settings here, navigation settings. We have display settings on the side there. Push the back button there. You'll see in the top right hand corner we have navigation. This does have built-in navigation. If we press that there, we can go through and press where to, and then use address, and you can type in the city, change the state if you had to, search by postal code. There's a couple different ways that you can do that. We can also search by points of interest. You could save your home address. We have recently found or recent destinations, favorites. If you've saved destinations, they'd be in there. And then we can also search by intersection or cities, coordinates. There's a couple different choices for how we can look for a destination there. Press hide nav to show the radio again there. In audio settings, we have our fade and balance here. Equalizer gives us bass, mid-range, and treble settings. My files section, there is again a hard drive built into the vehicle which you can save music and pictures to. Something that Jeep offered a couple for a couple models that they offered. To add anything to that, you put those files on a USB flash drive and plug them into that USB port there. Moving down to the climate control. Really straightforward here. We have 3 dials. We have our fan speed. We have our temperature here. We have the location of the air here. And then within each dial is a button as well. So we have recirculate mode here. We have air conditioning here. We have our rear defroster here. Down below we have heated seats for the driver and the passenger. The off switch for the traction control, which is on by default every time you start the vehicle. We have our hazard lights and a 12-volt outlet, which is powered when the ignition is turned on. So if something's plugged into that, when you turn the car off, it will not be powered at that point. Looking down below, we do have what Jeep calls a 4-wheel drive lock. We can pull up on that switch to basically lock in the 4-wheel drive of the vehicle. If you got into some more inclement weather or snow or mud or anything like that, you can use that feature to give you a little bit better traction. And looking at the steering wheel here on the right side, we have the cruise control. We have the on-off switch. You'll see on the right side there that cruise indicator coming on. Once you have the cruise turned on and you're up to speed, push set to set the speed. Once your speed is set, push the plus sign to speed up, the minus sign to slow down. And if you had to slow down or tap the brakes, you could push cancel to have the same effect, which then you could hit resume to come back up to the speed you had set to begin with. Looking behind the wheel here on the right side, we have the windshield wipers. Simply twist that to increase the speed of the front wipers. And then for the rear wipers, rotate this piece here for the front, or for the rear wiper, excuse me. For the front spray, pull that stalk towards you. And for the rear spray, rotate to this position here by clicking and holding there. On the left side of the wheel, we have 2 buttons. We have the step and reset, which basically allows us to cycle through a little bit of information just there in the gauge cluster. So we have the odometer, we have the trip odometers, which we can push the reset button to reset those values. And we also have exterior temperature as well. On the left side of the wheel here, we have our headlights. Headlights are automatic. We have them set there right now. They'll come on at night once it's dark enough out and shut off during the day. We also have the adjustment for the brightness of the backlighting of the gauges and the interior controls here. Simply rotate that to increase or decrease that brightness. Brights are on this stalk as well. Push away to turn on, pull towards to flash. And our blinkers are there as well. On the back side of the steering wheel, there are buttons for volume for the audio, and then a button to switch between the different sources of audio. And on the left side, same buttons there, except the up and down buttons cycle through the stations. So you're able to seek from the steering wheel. And pressing the center button allows us to cycle through presets. Looking at the door here, we have our window switches, our door locks, our window locks here, and then our mirror controls. Simply rotate that dial to whichever side you want to adjust and use it like a joystick to move it. And up above we have our dome lights and the switch for the sunroof there. So we have the ability to open it, close it, and then just tilt it open as a vent function. Those are the primary features of this 2017 Jeep Patriot. If you have any questions, please refer to us at waltersautos.com or feel free to call at 269-375-7008 with any further questions or to set up an appointment. Thank you.